need Palm Beach Atlantic College to come on down to the front row because I have some questions for you. Because in 2001, one of your students reported Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, and not only did y'all kick her off of campus, but I'm pretty sure y'all framed her. So on December 6, 2001, Akbar received intelligence from the West Palm Beach Department. Don't know what Akbar is, couldn't find anything about it online. They received intelligence concerning Maxwell. Maxwell is hiring young women from Palm Beach Atlantic College to come to her house and answer phones. They are paid $200 per day, but it is unclear what is happening in the residence. Now, right off the bat, I want y'all to note that they do not say Ghislaine Maxwell, they just say Maxwell, which means they already knew who the F she was. Before we get into the rest of the report, I want y'all to see that they say it's unfounded and also claim that the case was opened in 1901. The report goes on to say that these 3 college students were approached by Ghislaine Maxwell at their college asking for people to work for them, but only young, beautiful, and unmarried girls. One of the girls went there several times, answered phone calls, and described it as men calling to say that they were dropping off girls. At least 2 of the girls complained about Epstein touching them inappropriately. Maxwell said they needed as many girls as possible and asked for phone numbers. The girls were even willing to go into an undercover operation and give the phone numbers of undercover cops to Maxwell. Now in this report, we find out that not only does Jeffrey Epstein have a concealed weapons permit, but they also associate them with a bunch of different corporations that I've never even heard of. And obviously the police were very concerned about this report because they actually pulled trash from their property for months. Not to mention they found pictures of nude women in these trash pulls, as well as listings, descriptions, women's names, ages, daily calendars, a lot of evidence. They even got a subpoena not only for the phone records of Epstein and Maxwell, but of the girls. Here's where this whole story gets totally effed, because at the end of March, they were clearly investigating this whole thing, and they contacted security at Palm Beach Atlantic College. Several of the girls hadn't been returning the police's phone calls, and several of them had moved off campus at this point. I cannot tell you how many girls are listed here at this point, but it seems like more than just the 3. And for some reason, the one girl who was still on campus, security said that they were going to do an unannounced room search. They did this with cops while the person was not present in the room. Unlike any normal college dorm, they found 8 bottles of Smirnoff Ice, then without a warrant, went through her computer and found corn sites. Then they found another piece of paper that indicated that this college student was working for one of the corn sites and was paid $2,200 a week for it. First off, why were they searching the victim's dorm room, the only one they could get access to legally, before ever searching nor talking to the people that they were complaining about, who were literally hunting for girls on their campus? That sounds to me like they planted evidence in this dorm room to scare away the person who was making these complaints. And of course, it seems like the college was going to handle the discipline of this internally. And security advised the police that she was going to be kicked out of her dorm. Go ahead and pause this to read how it turns out. But they essentially said, there's nothing illegal happening. We'll just keep this on file until somebody reports something. Like a taxi driver in 2004 who flagged down the police because he just dropped off a 15 and a 17-year-old at his place, talking about how they were going to make money dating. By the way, the guy who was running the college at this point was a man named Paul Courts, who was president from West Palm Beach Atlantic University from 1991 to 2002 until he became Assistant Attorney General for the U.S. Department of Justice, which had been publicly announced 2 weeks before they raided that dorm room. Oh, and you know what else he did during that time? He was the coordinator of the president's initiative to expand education, focusing on early childhood education programs worldwide, which his role was to coordinate with the State Department's Office of Director of Foreign Assistance and provide aid to 4 million school children all over the world. You guys know how I've always said that the Bushes were much more subtly involved in Epstein's web? Because let's not forget that Jeb Bush, the brother of the president, was literally governor through 2007.